The CRL Rights Commission is bracing itself for possible court action from certain religious organizations and leaders. Several are resisting the Commission's recommendations to regularise religion. The recommendations are binding and can only be challenged in court. A parliamentary process will precede implementation.
Dubious religious practices, self-styled prophets, gullible and vulnerable believers, questionable and risky rituals. It spurred the CRL Rights Commission into action.
What we saw on that day on television.
Countrywide hearings were held.
A person will jump on him today, tomorrow he has a job.
And finally, its recommendations on regulation. All churches to be registered and licensed, stringent vetting for foreign religious leaders, incomes to be declared and taxed.
This commission will not succeed to close down Christianity.
It sparked fury and resistance among some.
Zangomas don't pay tax. They commissioners, they are Zangomas. They are Kobelas. They train people to be Zangomas. They take money. Why don't they set a good example with that? Who is regulating them?
But the commission remains undeterred.
If everything we're proposing is implemented, Parliament capacitates us to do this through legislation, through financing. We are completely sure it will stop abruptly, and all the bad elements will be removed by their peers from the system.
It's going to take time.
Others support the regularization route.
Most of these people don't belong anywhere. They'll take the finances, put it in a sack, put it in the trunk of the car and go home with it.
But there are still demands.
One, separation between church and state. The other was the protection of doctrine. The other, the autonomy of the local church. The other, the freedom of speech, as long as it's not hate speech.
My advice to the Commission would be, we don't think this thing should be steamrolled. We understand that there's pressure of time, but the religious community is a very diverse community in South Africa. And therefore, we should be given enough time to discuss these matters.
The focus now shifts to Parliament to act on the recommendations. SABC News, Johannesburg.